Hey, beautiful people, how y'all doing today? I want to come on here and say something right quick. First of all, I want to say I love all my people and all their energy. And y'all, all week, okay, all week, I've been going not only to looking for black beauty supply stores. Y'all, I've been looking for black beauty, black everything. Like, I done went to a couple of restaurants I done found a black bookstore. I'm going there tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of content. Even in my complex, the girl next door to where I work, it's a salon slash beauty supply store, but she has a beauty supply store. On the other side is a black cleaners. All the way down is a black boutique. So yeah, I did all kind of content this week. I'm gonna post it later. But that's not what I came on here. I just want to let y'all know, y'all. I'm so damn petty. I've been going down my friends list, and I've been deleting a lot. Now I kept the spicy whites, the allies, but I've been going down everybody that don't look like me. Okay, I'm just saying. Not only that, why I went on my Amazon, right? And I follow a lot of people on Amazon. Why I went on my Amazon influencers and I went down and I unfollowed a lot of the non-black ones. When I say I've been doing what I need to do. I've been doing it, but that ain't what I came on here to talk about. I came on here to talk about. I be on YouTube, and a lot of people do reaction to a lot of you guys' videos on YouTube. That's how I find out that's how I find a lot of content creators. I would go on YouTube and I would look at people do reaction videos on what's going on here, and I would find. And I seen this one chick. She was these twins and they do commentary on topics in America. Well, it was a girl on there, and she was pretty much saying that she was an accountant, and she was like coming up with the numbers, and she was teaching. But she had made a comment, and she had said, and I cannot remember her name. Hopefully I can go back and I can find her name. Look on the video and find her name. She was just pretty much saying the numbers and how well it could work if all of the nail techs got together instead of working apart. And I want to say something about that. This is no shade to anybody. I just want to explain to her, because she made the statement. She was saying all the numbers. She was just saying how it would work. She said, I'm not a nail tech, so I don't understand why a lot of nail techs or a lot of people in the beauty industry are by themselves. Why would y'all split up like that? Why don't y'all come together? Y'all not making money. Y'all can make a lot more money. She is absolutely 100% correct. I had my salon for 7 years, right? I have a best friend who also has a salon. Me and her is like this. So when I go to work, we like this. I closed my salon down in October because I just didn't want to do it anymore, okay? Me and her had the same landlord. So I just went over there with her. So, because they doubled our rent. So when they doubled our rent, kid out 40, yeah, but I didn't want to pay it because I didn't want to have that responsibility of having a salon anymore. So I went over there with her. She said all the time, I said, you a blessing to me. And she tell me I'm a blessing to her. We get along. I love her. She loves me. I've been working. She is literally my work bestie. I have never in my life had a dispute with her. I want to say something though. And this is no shade to anybody. The reason why nail techs are by themselves is because of their mental health. On July 14th, I would have been doing hair 22 years. So I didn't seen it all. I remember when I came back to the States and I had to go to a beauty school again because after almost 13 years, I had no continuing education, and I wanted to get into color. So I went to Paul Mitchell because the first time I did it as a apprentice. So I went to Paul Mitchell. And as long as I went to Paul Mitchell, because I had already had a license, but it was expired, they let me still work because I never stopped working. I just was working overseas. But that's not what we're talking about. Y'all, the disrespect a lot of the young ladies get when they come into the game, the bullying. The reason why a lot of people are by themselves is because of mental health. Because they care about their mental health. Yeah, y'all are on the outside looking in. Like a lot of people, even girls coming out of cosmetology school, they would rather pay all that money. I did it because they would rather pay all that money. They would rather pay all of that money and go and pay and build up their clientele for a suite than to go into the salon, because the gatekeepers, even down to some of the vendors, they charge us like fees on top of fees. It's always a person trying to get over. I'm not trying to talk about my people because I love my people. I shop with my people even when they do me wrong because they're black. I stay the course. I just find somebody else that I can go. But sometimes they the gatekeepers, sometimes the people, they didn't corner the market to, so like you can call corporate and it was like, oh well, that's your distributor, so you have to deal with them. Another thing, I'm gonna give y'all my example. I had already did a video about this before. When I got here, I do hair, but I am not a social media hairstylist. So I don't post a lot of my stuff. I literally got my clientele word of mouth. I've been doing it the old way. Everywhere we get stationed, I do it the old way. I do word of mouth. And sometimes it's people that were stationed where I was stationed end up at my duty station. So that's how I got my clients. But I remember one time when I moved here and I found a salon, the first year it was glorious. We had so much fun. Everybody, I mean, we got along so well, but everybody in the salon did not do the same thing. So the owner of that salon literally was like, his clients would watch me do hair, and they was like, hey, because I did extensions, I did color, I did crochets, I do blonding. He didn't do all that. You know, he didn't do no braiding, like crochets, none of that. So they would ask him, hey, can I go to her? And so he was like, yeah, it's in house. Now I was paying him $120 for booth rent, right? When I first started, he even was nice enough because he knew I was coming from out of the country. Coming from another duty station. He knew I didn't have no clients, and he knew I started from the bottom. He even let me pay $75 my first 6 months. So he was really nice to me until I got a little too big for my britches. He started letting his clients come to me until they wouldn't. I wouldn't even do his clients' hair unless he approved it because I know shop culture. You know, you don't do that. They stopped coming to him and they started coming to me. It got so bad to where he would call them and tell them, you know, that stuff will take your hair out. Like he was saying stuff like that because his clients had started coming to me, and I'm like, if you had a problem with it, you could have came and talked to me. His clients would come to me, is this gonna take my hair? And I'm like, what are you talking about, friend? You going after your hair's growing to do it look like it? Like you got a hair full of hair. I remember one time I had a lady and she had came to me for 8 months. He had complained and talked about me so bad to her. She went back to him. Do you know after 8 months of her having her natural hair, he literally took her hair down, because I wouldn't even help him take the extensions out, and he just chopped her hair off, talking about all that hair dead. And he cut his hair the way, and she couldn't do hair. He cut her hair the way he wanted it, and he went on. I'm just using that for example. You know what I did? I was only paying him $120. I didn't say nothing. I gave him a 2 weeks notice. I didn't even have to do that because he told me I didn't have to. I also paid him 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I went to another place, got my own salon suite, and I paid double. That's just one of many stores. I remember when I came back from the States, now that lady didn't even realize. She thought I was just a student. She did not realize. Anyway, she did not realize that I was that I already had a license, but I didn't care because, you know, I was just trying to build my clientele. I was new to North Carolina. And I remember I was working there, and I had never heard of this because before I left to the States, I only knew booth rent. And and when you work at the PX, it was 50-50, right? But like you got commission. So it was 50-50 and it was commission. Long story short, when I came to the state, it was 60-40. The shop gets 60 and you get 40. And I was like, and I remember one time I worked all week. I worked 12, like damn near 12 hours doing sew-ins and braids. And at the end of the week, I got $275. And I was like, okay, the math wasn't math. And now this was over like 15 years ago. So, no, it was like 10 years ago. 13 years ago. And the math wasn't math, but I ain't complaining. Like, I don't complain. If I don't like something, I just leave. Well, long story short, I asked her, can I go booth rent? She was like, yeah. So she had me $100 booth rent. But one day I borrowed something. I borrowed some hair pins. She said, you can do booth rent, but if you use some of my stuff, it'll be back 60-40 for that week. Why this lady, I asked her for some hair pins because I ran out of hair pins. Because I asked her for some hair pins, she took 40% of my profit, and I still had to pay booth rent. That's just another excuse. A lot of the reasons why a lot of people that don't want to work with other people is because of their mental health and the bullying. Okay, them low-key gatekeepers overcharging them for products. That's what I want to say, y'all. I'm not talking bad about nobody. I just want to give some of y'all an insight on why a lot of these young girls choose not to work with others. If ain't nobody told you that they love you, I love you. You guys be blessed and keep the boycotting up.